So would request our chairperson of the day, Mr. Srivat Kumar, sir, please come on stage. Please have a huge round of applause for our chairperson.
Thanks for the kind words. A warm welcome to all of you. In fact, when we were speaking about this, how this event is making us feel better or not, I think one thing I must say, I learned something in the last seminar, and that's the most interesting thing I was to say today. They say that a square plus b square, if two people come together, put the efforts, is a square plus b square. But if you have a plus b the whole square, you get the extra 2ab. I think that is where the team spirit comes and interaction comes. So I think that's one of the learnings I learned in the last one, which is very important. And then my legal brain started to think, by mistake, if the B is a minus B, then you have minus 2AB also. So keep that in mind, whom you partner with. So that's important also. Uh, the other aspect is, I think we were discussing with Parag in the morning. I think the whole, I will say, the ecosystem has become virtual online. But there is nothing short when you come on a full day physical event, interact with people in person. I think you may know 10 people, you will interact on phone. But getting to meet 100 people, 75 people physically, I think it's not possible virtually. So I think we have, during the last 3 years, after COVID, did a lot of seminars where we did online, but I don't think we all felt the same like what we will feel today in the entire day. So on that note, I will first of all give you a warm welcome to all of you to the Great Indian Real Estate Leaders Summit and Awards 2024. I've been associated with Abid for nearly close to 7-8 years. I've known him. Initially, I used to be one of the participants. In the last 1 or 2 years, I have pushed them that you should look at other opportunities. So, real estate is one platform they've done. This is their second event, if I'm not mistaken, on this front. And we were able to host some 4, 5 legal driven events, and we had an absolute success in that. So, what I feel is that these platforms, like Mr. Raman said, the last part is the experience part. I think that we can never gain in any other forum. So, thanks for the good point again. That's a good learning for me. To start with, I would say at that first, Transformers team has done an excellent job in stitching this event so that all the thought leaders are there on the same platform. So on a single day, you're able to get a lot of thoughts from these people. I think that requires a huge round of applause for the Transformer teams. The back end work is really something that we see. And I'm sure that along with me, all of you will make this event a grand success. I will start my opening points on the real estate sector. See, we all know that the real estate sector is booming. I think if I look at recent reports, the indication are that this sector per se would reach $1 trillion of revenue turnover by end of 2030. We are just 5 years away of that. And today where we stand, there is a CAG of at least, I'm looking at 25%. We are currently around 33 billion. So we have a 3x growth on the hub. So I think that's one of the biggest aspirational value we all have, being either a stakeholder or a service provider in this domain, where we can make a lot of contribution both personally and for the economy. uh, I think real estate sector, as we all know, is one of the most important contributor to the economy. After agriculture, this provides the largest employment in direct and indirect manner. So I think if this sector slightly gets impacted, there is a multiplier effect on economy. If you know a macroeconomic student, I've been economic students, I know that a small impact which happens on one big sector impacts the savings, impact the investment. So I think we all are here to propel this industry further. And I think the most important thing which I feel is that apart from the residential sector, retail, hospitality, and commercial real estate has been the propellants of this growth in the last few years. And I think the most important thing which I look back, I'm in a in-house legal guy for more than 20 years. Then I was working with telecom, media, airports, e-commerce. And when RERA came, I think I worked in regulated industry, so I thought this is the area to be. I joined this industry at that time when it was on the cusp of a major change. When I say it, because I think there was a paradigm shift which I see compared to what pre-RERA the event has been. I think post-RERA, there has been a transformation in this sector a lot. There has been a changing market dynamics completely, I will say that. The government policies and the technological advancements are other two areas which have changed this whole sector. Uh, Keeping that in mind, what has changed? If I look back and see, the most important thing, this sector has moved from being an unorganized sector to a more organized sector. And there are two important factors, I will say. The first factor was the bringing of RERA Act, which brought a lot of transparency. It gave accountability. And lastly, it protects the consumer interest. I think to me, when I see it, I always, I'm a lawyer, so when I go to the High Court, with due respect, always the mindset of judges is developers are next to criminals. I think that's the mindset they have because of the way this economy or this sector has always taken decision. But in the last 6 7 years, there has been transformational change. RERA and especially Maharera. I think Maharera, I must take a name by example, Gautam Chatterjee, the type of process, policies, procedures, and the whole SOPs is put today. I've been working across India. Maharera's guidelines are being used by all the sector regulators across. It's a state subject, but each and every dynamism that he has shown has been taken by the other real estate regulators across India. Apart from that, I think the most important thing has been the stress for affordable housing. The PMAY, and after that the SWAMIN, which is the special window for completion of construction of affordable and mid-income housing projects. Both these have propelled growth in sectors where we thought will not happen. So I think that's the last thing. And a small change that I see is consolidation. Small players are getting consolidated amongst themselves, or they are joining hands with the big, I will say, organized sector, so that to see the growth happening. Two other factors which has brought my mind, which I'd like to share. The major infrastructure development across that is happening on from a public infrastructure point of view. Whether you take the industrial corridors, whether you take the example of our Mumbai Trans Harbour Link, or the smart cities and the new industrial smart city hub, that are 12 new cities that are being created. I think this is going to propel the real estate sector to the next level, because you see a lot of opportunities. The 12 cities that has identified around 2 months back or a month back in the new industrial smart city concept will make a lot of changes. I think there are big opportunities for all of us to look at that. The last one, which is the game changer for me, is the technological adoption and integration. I think I've not seen so much of change happening in any sector the way prop tech and technology in online platforms have made the change. And it gives me 2 3 things which I have to note. The technological adoption has optimized operation, enhanced the transparency, and it has improved the decision making. And when I look at today's millennials, the people who want to make decisions, or the working couples, the type of decision making they do in terms of during COVID, and I have experienced that people, NRIs or even Indians sitting in their house, were able to do site visits, make decision on how to buy a property. I think that enabled a big thing. I think that's a big leverage. So I think the platform, and we saw that big ticket sales happening on online platform. We saw 2 3 deals having running in crores, people just buying it on, which is not the thing which used to be. So I think that's the major thing. Certain other aspect has been the adoption of environmental and green buildings. I think that's one game changer. Everybody today is looking at how we can be more eco-friendly in construction. How can I bring energy efficiencies? And lastly, sustainable practices. This will go a long way. And I think there is an emphasis both by developers and by, whenever you have a foreign partner, he comes, he gives impact that it has to be IGBC LEED certified, so that there is a pull factor in terms of your MNC clients coming into your retail product. Lastly, I think the changing consumer preferences is the most, I will say, as a stakeholder, the other side of the coin. I think they have made a lot of things, because now home buyers are looking at what amenities you are giving, how is the location and quality of life improving. I think that's the most important demand I'm seeing from there. Wellness centric designs is something a lot of developers I've seen have gone doing that. Natural light, ventilation, green spaces. It's no more a premium. It's a basic ask. I think that's a major thing. And lastly, when I look at two big things, what are the challenges and opportunities? I will see the regulatory framework with the ongoing policy changes, whether it is on the GST front, whether it's on the policy making, judicial pronouncements. We yesterday had a judgment from the Bombay High Court on the issue of whether you can have post facto, economic approval, EC approvals, which they have struck down. They say you have to go prior and get it. You can't do that post facto thing. So I think the evolution of that is happening in judicial pronouncement or policy has gone a long way in submitting. And you see, last year we had GST and income tax change in the budget. I think it's an evolving. You have to catch up with the race. Your design philosophy or a investment structuring goes to change the moment you have done something and the change happens. Two other things as a watch, which we that economic fluctuation in the world markets, how the market will flavor, we don't know. Any federal cuts impacts in Indian market. And as we go up, I will see that today we have lot of enriching panel discussions on legal, finance, technology. And I think with that interaction, we all will able to learn a lot. And I would like to say that I would like to thank all of you for your patience so far. And I think as we speak, I see all the desks have become houseful. It's a good sign. And that's a typical Mumbai spirit. I've always seen, I'm a South Indian born and brought up in Delhi. I moved to Mumbai around 15 years back, but I think the spirit of this city is quite different. The vibrancy and the firefighting belly approach is different. I think that the way you meet people every day morning, it's a fresh person. Raat gayi, baat gayi, it's a fresh day to start with. So on that note, thank you all for your time and we look forward to a great session. Thank you.